the piece of land the size of the tip of the needle without war, without a battle. He was so convinced that he was going to win the battle. And from the material calculation, Pandavas did not have any chance to win the battle. Just consider, Duryodhana has been ruling over the entire earth planet. And Pandavas had been in exile for 14 years. 13 years. 13 years. 12 years of exile and 1 year of incognito. Then they came back. Like, what strength do they have? Only some of their friends actually joined with them. And on top of everything, Krishna was with them. So Duryodhana, with his materialistic calculation, was completely confident that he was going to win the battle, because his strength was so much superior to the Pandavas. And on his side, he had personalities like Bhishma, who was practically immortal. Dronacharya, another personality, nobody would be able to kill him as long as he had a weapon in his hand. That was Dronacharya's boon. He won't be able to be defeated as long as he had a weapon in his hand. And the Pandavas, as I said, like they were like wandering in the forest for 12 years. And 1 year incognito, they were hiding in such a way that if anybody recognized them, then their condition will repeat. Another 12 years of exile and 1 year of incognito. Anyway, so the battle was set now. Duryodhana was completely adamant that he would fight. Although all efforts were made to stop the fight, to dissuade the fight. And then finally, the battle is arranged in Kurukshetra. At that time, battle is just about to begin. The conch shell was blown, which means began. But Arjun, seeing who was standing in the opposite side, Arjun became overwhelmed with grief. He said that he couldn't fight this battle. He dropped his weapon, told Krishna, Krishna, I can't fight this battle. Krishna told him that, look, all efforts were made to prevent this battle. But you have seen Duryodhana is adamant. Now at this point, now that you have come to fight this battle, you can't retreat. Because if you retreat, that will be the worst disgrace for you. For a warrior to run away from the battlefield is the worst kind of disgrace. Like your fame will be completely shattered. Arjun gave all kinds of reasons. And eventually, Krishna started to defeat all his reasonings. And that is Bhagavad Gita. And what did he point out in Bhagavad Gita? Arjun, you are lamenting for your relatives. Who are your relatives? You are simply considering their physical relationship with them, their bodies. You are just seeing their physical identity. But actually, they all are spirit souls. And in this way, he started to give the knowledge about the spirit soul. And the real identity of an individual is not his body, but the soul. And then he started to give the information about the soul. Who is the soul? What is the soul? The soul is from the spiritual sky. The souls are his parts and parcels. And Krishna is there with every living entity as the super soul in their hearts. And the ultimate goal of a living entity is to surrender unto Krishna. That is the goal of life. And when one surrenders unto Krishna, then his life becomes successful. So that is what Bhagavad Gita is. Hare Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Gaur Premanande. Hare Bol. Does anybody have any question? Yes?
When Amba was married to Bhishma, didn't Mother Ganga care? She become half
So,
water?
slowly, too fast.
When Amba was married,
When Amba was married to?
when Amba was determined to kill Bhishma, didn't Mother Ganga curse her, saying that she'd become half water, half human?
I don't know. Where did you get it from?
I read the Mahabharat, and it said somewhere.
Okay. Amba was not married to Bhishma.
Amba was determined to kill Bhishma, and Mother Ganga disobeyed her by giving her a curse. By cursing her?
Anyway. Hare Krishna. Any other question? Yeah.
Guru, after death, did Bhishma, he again became a Vasu in the heavenly planets, or did he go back to Godhead? He died in the presence of Krishna.
Well, generally, you see, like after the curse, one part of him went back to the heavenly planet as the Vasu. And obviously, the other part of him went to Krishna's. Because when one witnesses and takes parts in Krishna's pastimes, he gets an eternal position in the spiritual sky. Is Damodar?
Maharaj, to disobey the order of the spiritual master has catastrophic consequences in our spiritual
Yeah, but
life.
then again, the point is that the spiritual master also should be qualified. He also should act on that platform.
In this case, Parashuram is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And yet...
He's a Shaktavesh avatar. He's a Shaktavesh. Another consideration is that he was empowered. But when he encountered with Lord Ramchandra, then Ramchandra took away his power. So in Treta Yuga, he already, that power that was invested in him was taken away. So this aspect of Parshuram in Dwapar Yuga was not really functioning as the empowered incarnation.
By an empowered incarnation, it means he's a jiva that has special potency given by the Lord?
Jiva, yeah. Empowered incarnation, generally a particular jiva becomes empowered by the Lord to achieve certain mission. So, and when the mission is accomplished, then often the power is withdrawn. Not always, in some cases. And Parshuram's case was actually to subdue the Kshatriyas. The Kshatriyas became arrogant. So he came to teach them a lesson. And as a result of that, 21 times he bereft the earth of the Kshatriyas.
And we also sing his glories in the Dasavatar Stotram. But that's not all for Vishnu Tattva. In that case...
Because he's empowered, he's also in a way not Vishnu Tattva in that sense. Vishnu Tattva means Vishnu himself. Right? But like this incarnation is describing that how he came to accomplish certain mission. Similarly, Buddha is not a Vishnu Tattva. He is also an empowered incarnation. Yes.
How much that fight that went on between Parshuram and Bhishma, is that also Krishna's arrangement to reciprocate with Bhishma, that chivalry relationship, that rasa?
You see, ultimately, we have to consider that these pastimes are like a drama. When there is a drama, like the scenes are set, things happen, conflict is there. Drama means conflict. That's what brings excitement in drama. Right? That's the difference between a drama and a documentary. Right? Documentary is just presentation of certain. But drama means conflict. More the conflict, better the drama. So why Mahabharat is such an amazing drama? Because of, and that's why we find that most of these dramas are pertaining to the warriors, the Kshatriyas. Brahmanas don't make dramas because, there is no conflict. There is no room for conflict. Even Ramchandra, Ramayana, what a wonderful drama. Because look at the conflict between divine and demoniac nature. The Lord and the demon king Ravana.
Can we then also consider,
Huh?
can it then be considered that Srila Prabhupada falls on the category of a Shaktivesha?
Prabhupada is more than a Shaktivesha. Because what Prabhupada achieved, in a way it can be seen as Shaktavesh. But just consider what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself did not perform. What Krishna himself did not achieve. He reserved it for Srila Prabhupada. Spreading of Krishna consciousness all over the world. So, which he himself didn't do, but he predicted that it would happen. Now tell me, then, who is Srila Prabhupada? Another thing is that the positions of the associates of Krishna in Vrindavan are far beyond Shaktavesh avatars. Right? Like see, position in our line, we see that all these spiritual masters are associates of Krishna, Manjaris in Vrindavan. For example, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur is Kamala Manjari. Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj is Guna Manjari. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is Nayana Manjari. But Prabhupada, we do not know. Some devotees asked Srila Prabhupada what was his spiritual identity. Prabhupada said, if I tell you, you will faint. So, like we can well imagine in that way, like what Prabhupada's position must be. So he is, someone who is very, very special in the spiritual sky, in Mahaprabhu's pastimes and Krishna's pastimes. Come close, tell me, I can't hear you.
Was it Prabhupada or Chaitanya Senapati Bhakta?
Yes. Yeah. Prabhupada is the general who has been predicted by Bhakti Vinod Thakur, who would come and spread Krishna consciousness all over the world.
Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada famously said, work now, samadhi later. Sometimes ISKCON's, some of those agitators talk about the need for a rag guru, and some of the sense would be that we don't need to, we just please Srila Prabhupada, we please our spiritual master, we engage in the Sankirtan movement, whatever Krishna wants to bestow on us, we shouldn't be anxious or agitated or feel there's some separate process. But there's some debate or some controversy about this at the moment, Guru Maharaj. Do you have some...
debate in which way?
Oh, that some devotees are advocating there is some Raganuga sadhana and you have to be engaged underneath the guidance of a resident of Braj. And
good point, very good point. Okay, I'll go back to the root of it. There are two types of devotions, Vaidhi Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti. Vaidhi Bhakti means following the rules and regulations of the scriptures. And Raganuga Bhakti means devotion out of pure love. Not exactly devotion out of pure love, but following the devotees whose devotion is pure love. Anuga, Rag means love. Anuga means to follow. Okay, so now the thing is, this point is correct. Vaidhi Bhakti leads to Vaikuntha. And the way to Vrindavan is through Raganuga Bhakti. And as I said, like Raganuga Bhakti means to follow the Ragatmika Bhaktas. The residents of Vrindavan are known as Ragatmika Bhaktas. Because their relationship with Krishna is simply based on love. All they have, the Brajavasis, all they have is love for Krishna. They don't have any consideration of the scriptural injunctions or anything. Their mood is, we can't help but loving you. Whether you are a Supreme Personality of Godhead or not, it doesn't matter to us. We just can't help you. We can't just help but love you. Whether you're the Supreme Personality of Godhead or not doesn't matter. We would love you in any case. Even if you're not a Supreme Personality, even if you're not the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but just a cowherd boy, still will love you. That is their mood. I mean, love and only love. That's what they have for Krishna. So following them is called Raganuga Bhakti. Now, there is one consideration in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Rupa Goswami is saying, Shruti Smriti Puranadi Pancharatra Vidhin Bina Oikantiki Harer Bhaktir Utpataiva Kalpate. Like if the devotional service, even though Oikantiki meaning very, very earnest devotion to Hari, Krishna, if it is executed, if it is rendered without following the rules and regulations prescribed in the Shruti, Vedas, Smriti, Upanishad, Puran and Pancharatra, it simply will create a disturbance. So, what does it mean? Devotional service must be rendered following the rules and regulations of the scriptures. Right? Okay. Now the other consideration is Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, 3rd chapter, is describing that after Krishna withdrew his pastimes, Krishna considered, I reveal my Braja Lila. But how will anyone ever enter into Braja Lila? His consideration is that devotees will always serve me following Vaidhi Bhakti. And by following Vaidhi Bhakti, they will go to Vaikuntha. So how will they have access to Vrindavan? Right? Because Vrindavan is another region beyond Vaikuntha. So if you go to Vaikuntha, you will get your eternal Sarup. So you'll get stuck there. So how will you ever enter into Vrindavan? So that was Krishna's consideration. The Chaitanya Charitamrita is describing Jathishtu Bihari Krishna kore antardhan. Antardhan kori mone kore anuman. Chirokal nahi kori prema bhakti dan. Bhakti bina jagoter nahi avasthan. সকল জগতে মোরে করে বিধি ভক্তি বিধি ভক্তি ব্রজ প্রেম Dite Nari Shakti. Okay, and this is what I actually mentioned, that after performing his pastime, Jatheshto Bihari Krishna kore antardhan. He withdrew his pastimes. Antardhan kori mone kore anuman. After withdrawing his pastimes, he considered, how will anybody ever enter in that? I do not reveal my Braja Leela generally. Only once in a day of Brahma, Braja Leela is revealed. Now, how will anybody ever enter into Vrindavan? Because my devotees will render service unto me following Vaidhi Bhakti. And Vaidhi Bhakti will take him to Vaikuntha. And so how will they enter into? That's why Krishna came as a devotee. Right? You serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead, you will end up in Vaikuntha. You serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead following Vaidhi Bhakti, you will go to Vaikuntha. But if you serve the devotee Supreme Personality of Godhead following Vaidhi Bhakti, you will go to Vrindavan. You see the point? Okay, now there is some more to that also. Vaidhi Bhakti, Raganuga Bhakti, as I mentioned, following the footsteps or following one of the Braja Bhaktas is called Raganuga Bhakti, and that is the way to enter into Vrindavan. Krishna came as a devotee. Krishna came assuming which mood of which devotee? Srimati Radharani. Now when you are following Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who are you following? Radharani. The greatest Raganuga Bhakta, greatest Ragatmika Bhakta of Vrindavan. So see, following Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, although following Vaidhi Bhakti, is automatically being transformed into Raganuga Bhakti. And this is giving access to Vrindavan. Okay, now there is another consideration. The other consideration is that, yes, there is a thing called Raganuga Bhakti. And Raganuga Bhakti, there is a process of following Raganuga Bhakti. And that is the way to go to Vrindavan. But to practice that bhakti, you can't do it you have to go to a solitary place and do it. Not in the middle of, a city surrounded by thousands of people and collectively practicing the process. Right? So that if you do that, it will simply create a disturbance. Disturbance where? In the society. Therefore, go away from the society and practice your Raganuga Bhakti. We saw how did the Goswamis of Vrindavan were following Raganuga Bhakti. Right? Many of Mahaprabhu's associates were following Raganuga Bhakti. But where were they practicing? They were practicing Raganuga Bhakti in Vrindavan, in the middle of the forest. So if you want to follow Raganuga Bhakti, don't stay in Brisbane. Just go to Vrindavan, not even in Vrindavan town. Go to the forest of the Vrindavan and then practice it there. You get the point? So now, see, the main point is, what Prabhupada gave is the perfect thing. Krishna consciousness movement is going to spread all over the world. Right? And this Krishna consciousness movement is going to lead the devotees to Vrindavan. What is the process? See the perfect process. Follow Vaidhi Bhakti. Not give up Vaidhi Bhakti and start act whimsically. Follow Vaidhi Bhakti. Right? In serving Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Vidhi means scriptural injunctions. What is the injunctions of serving Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu according to the scriptures? Jaggai Sankirtana Praya. So Vaidhi Bhakti to serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Sankirtan Jagya. So you serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through Sankirtan Jagya and he will become qualified to enter into Vrindavan. That Vaidhi Bhakti will automatically become Raganuga Bhakti because you are following the footsteps of Srimati Radharani by following Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, now How will have access to Vrindavan? When you are serving Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the ultimate point, when you achieve your perfection of serving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you will see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Radha Krishna. Because that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is. And when you see Radha Krishna, where are you? Aren't you in Vrindavan? So that is how, just by serving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through Sankirtan, one will automatically have his access to Vrindavan. Through Mahaprabhu's own pastimes you can see that. Mahaprabhu was, after taking sannyas, for 6 years, what did he do? Sankirtan. Traveling and preaching and giving Krishna consciousness. But then when he withdrew from Sankirtan, then where did he go? Gambhira. Right? And surrounded by only 4 persons. Not that everybody had access to Mahaprabhu at that time. Mahaprabhu was just in the middle of, in the confinement of Gambhira, surrounded by Ramananda Rai, Sarup Damodar, Sikhimaiti and Madhavi Devi. Right? There's 4 personalities. So those who say that, Prabhupada did not give us everything, all we have to tell them, good luck. And as far as we are concerned, yes, Prabhupada gave us the most wonderful thing in the most perfect way. Only he could give that. And you can see the devotees of ISKCON. And look at those who have rejected ISKCON, left ISKCON, look at them and look at the devotees of ISKCON. And ultimately we can say, well, at the time of death, I'll ask you, how are you doing? Okay, and that's a good point that you brought up. Thank you. Did Prabhupada give us the most perfect process? Does anybody have any doubt? Do you have to go anywhere else to get the higher stuff? Just stay and follow Srila Prabhupada and you'll see what the result will be. Yes?
Mahaprabhu gives us very simple and the easiest process through the way of doing devotion. He says, Vaishnav Seva Nam Sankirtan, Dui Karya Shikri Pave, Sri Krishna Charan.
Charan, right.
So you get Krishna immediately.
Right, exactly. Very good. Very good point. Yeah. Just serve the Vaishnava and Nam Sankirtan. The Sankirtan is the process for this age. Just follow the process. In the association of devotees, perfection will be achieved, no doubt.
By saving Vaishnavas, we also look after our ego.
Yes.
Just by saving Vaishnavas, our false ego is
very good. Yeah. Okay. Thank you all very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Gaur Premanande Hare Hare Gaur. Please take some prasad. There is some prasad here. But this is the